The Galactic Council had seen many species join their ranks over the millennia, but none quite as peculiar as the humans. When humanity finally achieved faster-than-light travel, the Council decided to test them with a challenge that had become tradition, the Predator Trials. Commander Jake Morrison stood in the massive arena on Proxima Station, watching as holographic displays showed previous champions. The trials were simple, each species brought their apex predator to demonstrate their world's evolutionary prowess. The creature that dominated the arena would earn their species respect and favorable trade agreements. You understand the rules, human. The Velcrin ambassador clicked his mandibles together, his chitinous exoskeleton gleaming under the station's artificial lights. Your predator will face ours in controlled combat. We've brought the Razor Claw from our moon Tarkis 6. It has never been defeated. Jake nodded, trying to suppress a grin. Behind him, a small reinforced crate sat innocuously on a hover cart. Yeah, I got it. No weapons, no enhancements, just pure natural ability. The Velcrin leaned closer, his compound eyes reflecting amusement. I must warn you, we've studied your Earth. We know about your tigers, bears, and great white sharks. Impressive, certainly. But the Razor Claw has faced and defeated analogs from 27 different worlds. Appreciate the heads up, Jake replied casually. The arena floor was a vast circular space, roughly 200 meters in diameter, with adaptive terrain that could shift between different environmental zones. Today it was set to neutral ground, packed earth with scattered rocks and sparse vegetation. The Velcrin's champion emerged first, and even Jake had to admit it was terrifying. The Razor Claw stood nearly 4 meters tall, with 6 powerful legs, a serpentine neck, and a head full of crystalline teeth that could apparently bite through starship hull plating. Its hide was covered in overlapping scales that shifted colors like active camouflage. The creature roared, and the sound resonated through the arena's force field barrier. The crowd of alien dignitaries murmured appreciatively. Representatives from the Xinthian Collective, the Aquarian Federation, and a dozen other species watched with interest. Humanity was the new kid, and everyone wanted to see them humbled. Release your champion, human, the Arbiter announced, its translated voice booming through the arena. Jake walked to his crate and carefully opened the door. All right, buddy. Time to do your thing. What emerged was not what anyone expected. The creature was small, barely 60 centimeters long, with a stocky build, short legs, and a distinctive white stripe running down its black back. It waddled into the arena with an almost comical gait, its small eyes surveying the space with what could only be described as absolute indifference to the massive predator across from it. The alien audience erupted in confusion and laughter. What is this? The Velcrin ambassador demanded. Is this a joke? That creature is barely large enough to be a meal. Jake crossed his arms, his expression serene. That, gentlemen, is a honey badger. And I'd suggest you pay attention. The Razor Claw, insulted by the presence of what it perceived as prey, charged forward with frightening speed. Its claws tore up the arena floor as it closed the distance in seconds, jaws opening wide to snap up the small earth creature. The honey badger didn't run. It didn't even flinch. Instead, as the Razor Claw's jaws descended, the honey badger twisted with impossible agility, sank its teeth into the soft tissue beneath the larger predator's jaw, and held on. The Razor Claw shrieked and reared back, shaking its head violently, but the honey badger's grip was unbreakable. Honey badgers have the most powerful jaws relative to their size of any mammal on Earth, Jake announced calmly to the stunned audience. They also have incredibly thick, loose skin that makes them nearly immune to bites, stings, and claws. The Razor Claw slammed itself against the ground, trying to crush its tiny attacker. The honey badger simply absorbed the impact, released its grip for half a second, repositioned, and bit down again, this time on the Razor Claw's eye ridge. What followed was a masterclass in persistence and fearlessness. Every time the Razor Claw thought it had the advantage, the honey badger would contort, dodge, or simply tank the hit and retaliate with vicious precision. It targeted weak points, eyes, joints, the soft underbelly. The honey badger climbed the razorclaw's body like it was storming a fortress, unbothered by the creature's increasingly desperate attempts to dislodge it. The honey badger is known on Earth for fighting off lions, leopards, and even African buffalo, Jake continued, now fully enjoying himself. It's been documented fighting swarms of bees just to get to their honey, hence the name. It's been bitten by the most venomous snakes on our planet and just takes a nap and wakes up fine. After 20 brutal minutes, the razorclaw lay on its side, exhausted and bleeding from a dozen strategic wounds. The honey badger sat on top of it, calmly grooming its claws. When the razorclaw tried to rise one more time, the honey badger simply looked at it, and somehow, impossibly, the massive alien predator decided it had had enough. The arena fell silent. The arbiter's voice cracked slightly as it announced, "Victory to the human champion." Jake walked onto the arena floor, and the honey badger waddled over to him, allowing itself to be picked up. He scratched behind its ears as he addressed the council. "See, you all brought your biggest, strongest, fastest predators. You thought that's what makes something dangerous," Jake said. "But humans learned a long time ago that the scariest thing in nature isn't size or strength. It's attitude. It's the absolute refusal to care about the odds. That's what makes something truly apex." The Velcrin ambassador approached slowly, his mandibles quivering with what might have been respect or fear. "Your world, it bred such ferocity into something so small." Jake laughed. "Bred? No, we didn't breed this. Evolution did. Earth is a wild place, ambassador. And honey badgers survived by simply not giving a damn about anything that tried to eat them." As Jake carried his champion back to the holding area, he heard the whispers spreading through the council chambers. The humans had brought not their strongest predator, but their most audacious. And in doing so, they'd sent a clear message. Humanity didn't survive to reach the stars by being the biggest or the strongest. They survived by being too stubborn to quit, too clever to be cornered, and too determined to ever back down. Just like the honey badger. Later, as Jake's ship prepared to depart Proxima Station with the new trade agreement secured, his co-pilot asked, "Think they got the message?" Jake glanced back at the crate where the honey badger was peacefully sleeping, a bowl of treats beside it. "Oh, they got it. They just don't know how much it applies to us too." And with that, humanity's reputation in the Galactic Council was forever changed, not as the species with the most fearsome predator, but as the species crazy enough to bring a honey badger to a death match and somehow make it work.